Hey everyone, hope you all are doing well today. Thanks for joining us. Means a lot. For those who are seeing me for the first time, I am Joshit Reddy, also one of the organizers at BUGTRONS 2.0. Welcome again to yet another series of BUGTRONS Con, powered by Prep Insta and streaming partner StreamYard. This is brought to you by DEVSTRONS and Learn with Community. About BUGTRONS. BUGTRONS is an initiative by DevStrons. It began with a mindset of encouraging community folks and making them aware of edtech industries by putting emphasis on problem solving, code efficiency, code optimization, and logic-based programming. If you haven't registered for the contest, the links are in the description below. Okay, so we are back with the eighth session of our BUGTRONS Con series with the same energy, but obviously with a different topic. So today's topic is going to be DevSecOps, Kubernetes, and Docker. So let me introduce you to today's speaker, Sangam Biradar. Okay,
Hey, hello.
so hi, welcome to the stream. So, talking about Sangam Biradar, he is a technical advocate at Tenable. He's a CDF community builder, Oketo, or as we know it, Traffic Labs ambassador, and he has won Docker Community Leader Award in 2020. So, Sangam, can you brief us about what we are going to learn today?
Yeah, so today we are gonna learn. Now we see everybody is adopting these cloud native technology tools. So we will learn why DevSecOps is needed for the organization, maybe learner, and I think DevOps itself something missing is there, that is security part, and that's why we need a DevSecOps. And there are like one of the popular like tools in the communities, Kubernetes and Docker, and it's very easy to learn. Anybody can learn, deploy their apps, their website, and they can start their job journey. And also, we're going to look on another tool from Tenable, which is TerraScan, which
Oh,
going to help you to understand a little bit like what is the misconfigurations, how to utilize this kind of tool in early journey of your developer. So it's we need to make some kind of habit, right? Security habit, you
yeah,
can also. We always like write code, we always build and release. We
please.
don't focus on the security part, and that's make really important for maybe student, maybe new learner. And this tool give you very easy experience to learn, and it will teach you. The tool itself will teach you how to like fix your issues, and even you can write your own policies. So this kind of stuffs we're gonna look, and this is introductory part. I'm not gonna scare you with heavy code demos or long YML files. We'll do a hands-on, and that's gonna. And there is, by the way, there is one of a giveaway, and this time, which is like very unique giveaway. I have Docker T-shirt, which is official one, not
Wow.
the is from medium size. Unfortunately, I have only medium size. Sorry for that. But we have the giveaway. For giveaway, you need to uh, go to the GitHub Acquirix that TerraScan repo and give a key star. So recently, whatever the key star will come, I will pick one username and he will win. And this is going to be live giveaway. I'm not going to make you wait. And within 2 3 days, I will ship whatever the who are the winner. And if you have any doubt, we have Q&A session also in between. So feel free to ask. Doesn't matter you are first time user, you are new, or you want to start a journey. Feel free to ask. Then only you can.
Okay, that's really awesome. And it was a surprise for me also that we are having a giveaway today. I didn't know that. So yeah, everyone. So you heard him. So we're going to be dropping the links in the comments. So go over there and start that repository, and we'll be doing a live giveaway. Okay. So looks like we have a lot to learn today. So I'll not take a lot of time. I'll bring up your screen, and the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you. So a little bit myself. I'm a technical advocate at Tenable. Tenable is one of the biggest cybersecurity company, and the company behind creating one of a famous cybersecurity tool called Nessus. And I'm eventually take a part in different communities. So feel free to reach out me if you have any issues and want to learn. So let's move to the topic. So today's agenda will be an introduction to DevSecOps. We will see some of the missing component of DevOps, why we need to add a security, why we need to empower the security culture in the DevOps pipeline, and we will learn a little bit basics of Docker and Kubernetes. I'm not gonna do like Docker file or kind of basic thing, but I'm gonna give you some of the resource so you can learn that and move on learning your Kubernetes journeys and whatever you wanna like learn next. And another tool we're gonna look Terrascan how to use. I'm gonna explain and I'm gonna show a few demos. Half of the session will be like first 40 minutes will be the little bit theory, and then we will jump into practical. You can do with me. So if you don't have setup ready, I will encourage you go install Docker, and if you don't have install minikube, or if you don't have minikube, there is play with Kubernetes. There is so many like solutions now uh, on the web portal. There is Octato. You can go create account and get a cluster, and then we can do hands-on, and you can learn uh, how to like create first pod, deploy your application, roll back, roll in. So a little bit basics we will see. I'm not gonna cover much in this session because Kubernetes itself very big topic. uh, so let's move on. So what is DevSecOps? The three thing is very important why we starting a DevSecOps. First of all, integrating security tool in your whatever DevOps chain, and creating a security as a code culture, and promoting across different roles and different things. Now, let's say you have a development, security, operation, three things in your organization, and now you need to connect those things all. We need to share the knowledge between DevOps, security, and operation who can understand these three things together. So he can, by the developer first approach, he can apply and secure his application in the early development stage, not in the production. uh, so it can we can mitigate the lot of risk. We can like we can save a lot of efforts. So let's move on. This is typical software life cycle, uh, which is we plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and monitor. So there are a lot of missing components that we need to add up. So there is downside, there is you see a lot of name. So in the software development life cycle, so we have threat modeling, which is when you plan, you need to plan such a way that you need to understand what is the threat, what going to happen. You need to experiment lot. There is a code, you need to do static analysis, dynamic analysis. If there is any kind of configuration drift in the code or misconfiguration, we need to try to detect that, and if there is issue we need to fix that. So that is one of the two thing in the code and build phase. When it's come to testing, IAST, which is combination of static analysis and dynamic analysis, we need to test its performance, we need to test infra. Again, we need to test when you release, we need to check environmental variable we are using, we need to check is there any kind of misconfigurations. So that kind of thing uh, we need to like check. And when you deploy the thing, we need to monitor. We make sure that you're not exposing any secret via your application. Your cluster is secure, your cloud is secure, no matter whatever you are using, attacker can need only one hint. He can utilize that thing. Another is when you go to the operation level, you need to put some kind of agent node running on that pipeline, which give kind of logs or some kind of signal. Or you can do chaos test, like you can experiment with your complex uh, whatever the infrastructure, you test different thing, and then you can move forward, you can monitor continually. So this is this lot of things are missing, and today we have lot of tools in the open source space. You can utilize that, and this way you can secure your DevOps. So you need to add this. We will see one of a tool which is SaaS tool, which figure out like misconfiguration your Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, or your AWS infrastructure. So this kind of things are very important when you think about DevOps or generally whatever you are developing. So we'll see one of a tool called TerraScan, which you can get little bit uh, DevSecOps kind of application. And there is a lot of things like you can do bunch of practices, bunch of unit testing in every stage. So make sure that there is no issues of supply chain security, issues. If there is a issue in the some of the Docker images or latest release, you can roll back and always have some kind of recovery backup. So this is a lot of things if you wanna like learn in detail. So this is the chart. You can go and take one topic and understand how you are creating your DevSecOps pipelines, how you are managing your credential, what is the base image, is it secure or not, are we doing like code review, dependency analysis. So this is, are we using version control. So this is so many things are there. So you need to think about and validate and continue monitor to secure your DevSecOps pipeline. So let's move now. This is all about DevSecOps. If you have any like question regarding DevSecOps, feel free to comment down. I'm gonna take two questions and then we'll start a little bit Docker. So I will wait for 1 second or 2 seconds. If you have any questions, please feel free to post.
Yeah. If you guys are having any questions, you can post down in the comments. So we'll just bring it up on screen, and we'll get solved.
Okay, no issue. We'll move forward.
Yeah.
So Docker. So everybody heard this word called Docker, and maybe some of the newcomers like don't know the virtualization or uh, bare metal kind of thing. But we need to understand why we need a Docker, why it's so popular. You know all intermodal container. This is a container which we use in the shipping industry to move your goods via different transport methods. So now let's say you have some kind of barrel which contain liquid, you have pano, you have different kind of assets in the that particular container. Now you fix or tight them in the container so it cannot move or break other things. So this way you can actually ship these goods to anywhere by any transport method, so your good is safe. And this is the analogy behind the Docker do same thing. So what exactly Docker do is to and solve the problem here is, you see Docker can run on like any kind of environment. So that is the beauty. So developer no need to, let's say you are running on your local machine Java 7, or maybe some other person using some other dependency. So there is a dependency issue, and it will work on some PCs, it will not work on some infrastructure. So this kind of issues started, and Docker come into picture, and it solved so many issues. People started moving to monolithic to microservice architecture, and it's give you a lot of it save you a lot of your time. First of all, it save your cost. So there is that's why people are adopting it, and anybody can write a Docker file. Docker file is a simple text file, sequential order. There is bunch of instructions. You can like write however your application want to package and ship anywhere between team. It solves so many issues for developer. So that's why this tool become very popular. And now shipping is very difficult. Shipping code is very difficult, and that's the problem Docker is solving. You can ship. It's run on the your Raspberry Pis. It's run on the your server, bare metal, public cloud, laptops. It's run everywhere. So anybody can learn. If you don't have PC also, you can buy the Raspberry Pi, run Kubernetes or K3s cluster. You can create, and you can play with it, and still you can learn this technology. So we'll see a little bit about how like what is the Docker internal, why this is become so popular, and what how they build this thing. So just to understand what is the underlying thing is running inside a Docker. So we have like we have community edition. Most of the people use Docker community edition. So there is Docker CLI inside that container D. Container D is a container daemon which consists of storage, lib network, Docker build, which is, you use like Docker build command and all those image management like size, image versioning, and little bit security, and then Swarm is there. You can create a cluster also using Docker. And underlying that, it's running Containerd. Containerd is one of a CNCF project which started early back when this containerization initiative started, and Docker itself contributed a lot to the Containerd, and Containerd called to the runc. So why the Docker is become very famous over the other tools is because Docker have their own CLI, which is make developer life very easy. We start with Docker daemon, and it's go to the Docker container D and run C. So what happen is here, whatever people don't need to think about the run C, container D or Docker daemon itself. If they know Docker commands, they know how to write Docker file, Docker compose, to create a cluster, so still they can run application. But there are uh, Docker is only become a standard and popular in the industry. But there are other tools like Podman, Cryo, Containerd. You can utilize that to build your Docker images, do same things with other tools. Depends on you, and you can there is lot of plugins. You can CNI plugin you can use. Docker support all the networking feature of operating system and all those things. So it's very easy to and adaptive for the developer. They can run like their application because underlying thing it's talk with direct like Linux namespaces. So it's become very easy to package, ship, and Docker CLI itself have same commands. So if they know commands, and it's look everywhere same. If you are running on the Mac or the Linux, you need to use the same command, same thing. So it's become very easy for the developer to create those things. So now next thing is we will see. Now this is the we create a container, we create an images, we put that images into Docker Hub. So Docker Hub another thing which which is a registry like a GitHub, where we store our code. This is the registry for Docker Hub which you store your images container, anybody can use, rewrite, So this has become very easy to adopt the dependency and create a dependency for your application, and without installing anything, I can like get that dependency and write my code and run anywhere on any infrastructure. It save lot of effort, it save uh, lot of things which very heavy for the when you do release and deploy cycle. So it save a lot of time, lot of things. uh, and next thing we will see is the Kubernetes. If you have any question regarding Docker, feel free to comment down or ask. Happy to answer, no matter it's Docker file, Docker Compose. Docker Compose spec is there. By the way, if you don't know, there is a new spec which is if you go to if you search on Google Docker Compose spec. So earlier, whatever you are using Docker Compose 3 version, so now that is little bit changed, which is kind of similar to we use in the Kubernetes world, whatever the YAML file. There is lot of like you don't need now Docker build or Docker file build things. Docker Compose itself have become like very easy, like Docker Compose build. There is lot of command line added up, and now Docker Compose is rewritten in Go language before it's use Python. So it's become more fast and easy. So let's move to the Kubernetes part. Now we understood what is Docker. So next thing is that now we have the different Docker containers. Now we need something that can manage these Docker containers, manage our application, manage our workload, uh, schedule, like make immutable kind of uh, like infrastructure, create a replica set. Uh,
Okay, looks like we have a question for Docker.
yeah.
Docker acts as a container box and Kubernetes as an engine to operate those packages for ship. Any insights on it?
Okay, so what happened is that now if you see here, Docker is not only option, you can use any kind of to build a container. There is Podman, there is Cryo, there is other solution also you can use. But Docker give you that lot of like container management thing, and Docker, like no matter what like cluster you are running or running your application, it needs some kind of image, right? It's need Docker image, containerize, and you put that dependency there in your YML file or whatever the application, and it utilizing that as a dependency, right? Whatever the image you have given, and top of that, Docker give Kubernetes give more kind of uh, more kind of your cloud APIs attached with this scheduler. It is does too much work. Now you don't need to like think about the underlying infrastructure. You just write a YML file, deploy.
Mhm.
You don't want to think which node it's going to run, which node it's going to create things. You don't need to like think much. So it's become very easy. Now you can say I need five kind of replica set. Now I will go and say five. If I delete something, it's create again. So it's become very easy for developer to run, so they don't need to go and fix their issues again and again.
Okay.
There is load balancing, and there is lot of add-ons come into picture. So that add-ons make Kubernetes more much powerful in ecosystem. And Docker is a still Docker is a underlying technology which we need it on to run your container and run your applications. So I think Docker it's help you to create, manage uh, your container, like create or creation is all the things is Docker. Like first step is Docker. That's why you must learn Docker. Don't directly jump to the Kubernetes. You can start, but good to have the basics of Docker, and then Let's say one of the analogy I can give, like in the Docker file, if you have not defined the exposing some port, okay, but in the your YML you are writing, okay, this is a container port, I want to expose it, it's going to throw you error if you don't know the Docker. So you will not understand what's happening inside that image or container. If you do Kubernetes execute, uh, good to have the understanding of Linux, Docker, it must needed, and how you are writing your files, Docker file in a sequence way. That much knowledge you need. That's why if you know more like Linux command, it's very easy to write whatever your Docker file, right? So there is so many things. So we'll see. This is a
Okay.
typical architecture, you can say, not fully architecture, but what we have here is a master node. Master node is a main kind of who handle all the things. There is another worker nodes. Okay, let's say I have three worker nodes. Now what happened, this is a distributed thing which automatically manage the workload. Okay, go schedule this thing on this pod, go this application will run this, as you can define size, it can do all the traffic thing and everything. So what happened is that, let's say, rather than running one application or like running or building something on one thing, you can have like replica set. You have another nodes which give you the computational power to run those things very easily. So it will be more faster, and uh, that's the concept of the distributed system. Now you have kubectl, which is your YML. So Kubernetes use declarative declaration in the YML file. You write your YMLs, then you submit those things. Uh, Make sure that you build proper version of whatever Docker image or whatever your registry you are using. It support most of the registries, so you can use any registries. So you put your dependencies there, whatever the images you have, then it will go to the API server. Now server will say that, okay, I need to create this XYZ pod, and this is my declarative thing. So create pod, you can say what kind, this is deployment file, this is pod, are this like replica set, which namespace. So there is so many concepts that make developer very easy, so they can write, beginner also can learn this thing and write and run their application. Then it will go to the master API server and ask, okay, this is the requirement I have, what I can do. So it's after that is API server's tension. He can schedule on this node whatever the suitable thing as per the your whatever you are defining in the YML. So it's very important. So we'll see a little bit like components of this Kubernetes cluster, or when you create a cluster, you have nodes. Each node you have kubelet and kubeproxy, every node. So what is the kubelet do is kubelet talk with your pods and all these things, and kubeproxy is basically give you dashboard, like kube forward, you can do port forwarding kind of thing. And control plane consists etcd, which is key value database, which maintain all the record, store all the what happening. There is another thing called cloud provider API, which is uh, cloud control manager, which is optional, but you can bring a lot of cloud provider API, connect with those clusters. And there is a control manager which um, help you make like scheduling things, control all the how to like create a node and different things. It's control everything. Uh, then you have the kubectl. Kubectl is directly talk with this Kubernetes APIs, and say, okay, this is a declarative, this is a YML file. Then as per that, it will go to the node and create that those things. If you are when you use something or check your on particular node, So you still you can use kubelet. uh, kube proxy will help you some of the networking feature, and every pod contain like multiple kind of containers. So there is a question, and we will take that question. What is Chef, how to its work, and architect. So Chef is a configuration management tool. This is another thing which basically allow you to write your infrastructure just like a Terraform. Okay, Terraform is a like better version of Chef and Ansible, this kind of thing. So in that you just writing ad hoc script, let's say create S3 bucket kind of thing. Chef give you the right configuration for your infrastructure, and you can provision that thing. I think this session is regarding K8s, Docker, and DevSecOps. So if you need more on the Chef, I will post somewhere. So that is a good question. Chef is a configuration tool, just like Terraform and Ansible. It's give you kind of bash. Top of bash scripting, they created own kind of things where you can define your whatever playbooks, Ansible script or Chef. This all same. So you can write those things and provision your infrastructure. Today we have better things like better tools like Terraform, CDK, CloudFormation, Pulumi. So you can use that also. That is there is a lot of alternative. So basically, if you want to write infrastructure as a code, Chef do that. So this is a Kubernetes. If you have any issue, any doubts regarding Kubernetes, let me know. I'm gonna like start uh, demo after some time.
Mm,
So another tool, this is a link. You need to go and give a start, by the way, and to show support, and I will select the winner from the Git star. And so this is a tool. So this is a cloud native security tool, which is part of CNCF, uh, which consists 500 policies. So what is these policies now? We seen the DevSecOps architect how we secure software lifecycle. Now TerraScan consists like more than 500 policy security based practices which check against this Kubernetes YAML or whatever you are writing, which is correct or not. So this is this is the thing, like 500 plus policies uh, you can have. So you can utilize this free tool to daily, no matter you are using Docker, writing Docker file, Helm chart, Kubernetes, or Terraform, you scan your thing with this tool, and uh, like you can get a scan report. Okay, violation on this point. This is you get different violation. You will see that in the end of the demo, and once you get the that violations, you fix that violation. There is a note there what is the violation. Now you can fix that thing and scan again. When you do this early stage of development, you can fix lot of security issues, right? So this is the link you can go. I think after the demo we'll do the giveaway. After this demo, if you make sure I will share this slide with you if you want to do this, learn this Kubernetes with me. This is going to be the hands-on, and I'm going to create everything from scratch, and we will run few of the application. We will see, and we will learn together. And end of the session, I will do giveaway. So this is the first Kubernetes. So before that, you need to run the Docker and then start your VS Code or whatever ID you want to use. Create a mini cube cluster. So I will show you. So let me get my code here. Just give me a minute. So okay, so I have my code ready, by the way. And now you need to like let me just move this thing. Okay, so first thing we will see. Uh, can you able to access my slides?
Yeah, I just dropped the link in there, so
Yeah.
they should be
Hope
visible.
hope yeah hope everybody it's visible to you. We will start with the basics: how to create pod, what is Kubernetes, YML file, how you can like write your own file. So first thing first, you need to start Docker. If you install Docker, make sure install a minikube. So you can start minikube by this command called minikube start. We start the uh, this minikube cluster locally. So it will take like 2 to 3 minutes. It will pull some image and it's give you the capability to create a cluster nodes and run your YML application locally. You don't need any kind of cloud or anything. You can still practice those things. If you are using like your kubectl is more than one point, like there is version
Mm.
difference. If you can use minikube kubectl. If it's not working, or if there is no warning, you can directly use kubectl, create whatever the pod and
Okay,
everything.
sorry for interruption. We have a question here.
Yeah.
Kubernetes having a big architecture, before contributing it into it, one should remember its architecture too. So Anshuman is asking whether we need to also remember its architecture before contributing into Kubernetes.
Yeah, Kubernetes is a very kind of complex, I will say, in terms of if you are a beginner or first contributor. Make sure get into the issues, understand what kind of issues people are raising, and if you are a good like if you have good knowledge of Go language and you understand the Go language very well, and how to create services for some of the basic things, then you can create own utilities. You can create, but you can contribute to the I think you can contribute to the Kubernetes. It's a wonderful project. It's really give you that kind of challenge to yourself. You can challenge yourself and contribute to documentation, contribute to the code, contribute via teaching other, creating meetups. There is lot of many ways of contributing, not the code. But I highly recommend, if you are coding person, you like to code and challenges, start with take a simple kind of Kubernetes client, Go client. Doesn't matter Go client, you can write in anything. I will say one of the best you can start with is create own kubectl plugin. It's very easy. Create one kubectl plugin, and using that kubectl plugin, you run something which Kubernetes does not offer you. So this way you learn a lot, and you can definitely contribute to it. It's architecture must needed. If you don't know the project how it's work, so how you gonna contribute? That's the first question. But if you wanna start your journey of Go language and this Kubernetes, I highly recommend go and start with Kubernetes client or Go SDK. There is everything on GitHub, and it's well documented. Go to the Golang documentation. There is you get which function for what, which function referring which point. Everything is there. Utilize that. You need to have a good knowledge of Go language, how it's work. You need to have a good kind of how to run those things, how to build package from it. So you can get involved in different ways by contributing. Community is awesome, people are always helpful to you. So make sure that get involved first start, don't like just
Yeah.
uh, say yourself like I want to do. First jump in, people are there to help you. People are there to like that's how I learn most of the things. So you can learn, you may fail 2 time 3 time, but you will get succeeded. uh, and you will learn, and this is very good about the open source, is that you learn in public. You get a lot of help from different bunch of expertise people, so you learn a lot. And you learn like how to debug things, right? So it's very easy, and it's very easy, anybody can do. uh, doesn't matter. First get involved. Start, I think I will encourage people to start a chain of sharing knowledge first, empower everyone to get educated about this tool, and then create a groups, create a communities, do workshop, do whatever you can to learn together. uh, Learn public is means learning together, learning with community, helping each other. It's not like learning yourself. Share knowledge as much as, so you can get lot of same mindset kind of people with you. And
Like-minded
you
people. Yeah.
will, yeah, you will learn very faster. This is one of a way of learning fast. You may fail, but you learn, end up learning a lot of. Maybe you are learning Kubernetes. Maybe tomorrow you learn some other project, right? So this kind of doesn't matter. Like I don't know when I started like Docker. I don't know. There is a Kubernetes. There is next thing. There is next thing. I start like learning. I got my own path. You don't need guidance also after that. Some point you once you and I will recommend everyone to GitHub is one of the best source and official documentations, best source to learn. And YouTube and this kind of platforms always there to help you and reach out the right person. So everything is free here. Everything is free. You
Yeah.
don't need to put anything. Documentation is free. GitHub repos, there are so many public repos, so you can learn from there. GitHub is your teacher.
Exactly.
So
So yeah.
let's start. Let's back to, so what I have here is, I have code. I have my first pod. Now I will just explain about this YML file. So API version. So this API version define the API version v1. So this is a version of this YML representation. And next kind is, if you go to the if you have extension Kubernetes, it will explain everything about what is API version, schema, what is kind, and all this thing. So kind is define what kind of object it is. Is it pod? Is it deployment file? Is it replica set? What it is. Next thing is metadata. Metadata. So metadata is, it's give you some kind of labels, some kind of thing to identify what in that pod or the container. You need to like give some kind of naming to understand uh, the to ourselves, also to the cluster. The next thing is spec is the, under spec you can define a container, you can define multiple container here. You can define security. uh, like there is lot of specifications. So container, inside a container you can define the name of the container, then image, then what port you, and you can define environmental variable. You can define the volumes, and there is lot. So let's deploy this thing. So we'll just change my, so I have this pod one. So just I will deploy this nginx. So if you are like using my, if you are watching my slides, it's there, everything is there. So first, on the first slide, if you see same YML file I have shared, uh, and you can navigate or do live with me. So first you do minikube start, then you can you can do imperative and declarative way. This is one of a declarative way. Create a this whole YML file and deploy thing. You can do without writing this whole stuff. You can do with one single command, and I will show how. You can do kucl run, or whatever the name you want to give, like this. Like I give first pod, so you can give same name I'm giving here. Then whatever the image you want to utilize, give flag like this image, and then the name of the image, and then so now once I run this thing, it's automatically create a pod for me. This is imperative way. You can still do this thing, and you can do like this kind of hooks here, uh, apply. You can apply this particular whatever the YML file you want. So there is, you need to have a good understanding of these CLI tools, CLI command, so you can easily create. So this is one of a easy way to create a pod, simple Nginx pod. Now I can go and check is it pod created or not. Cl get pod. So now you see this my pod is created already. I have two pod which is running, and you see lot of kind of this kind of error you get, like error image pull. So you get this kind of image, lot of the errors like pending. What means my pending? What happening? So pending means API TCD pod created, but not running on node. Creating image pull error, then image pull back off, then successfully failed, crash loop back. So this kind of error you get in the while creating the pod. So run once again. So let me check my context. I think my this thing is not running. Let me run on another cluster. It's created. I can go here. You see, kubelet cannot pull the image from the registry. Image name, fault, or typo. It's saying image name or typo. So I will go. I will take check my name here. Is it correct or not? So I can give the command here. I will test. I will check once more. Let me delete this cube and start once again. So let me explain. So it's basically creating a pod with Nginx. Nginx is a image which used lot in the industry to run the web application, and it's exposed on 80 port. So when you see the output, you can go to the, you can run proxy, and uh, maybe via dashboard also you can access the 80 port, and you can check your application running. So this is about imperative way of declaring. So there is next thing is multi-container pod and init container pod. So pod is like one of smallest part of the your application, your Kubernetes. Uh, so let me show you multi-container one. So I think okay. So multi-container pod you can like run uh, two kind of container we can define in one YML file and it will run. You can run as a slide star. You can run as a uh, you can run as a like two thing, but two thing running on same node on same pod. Uh, so let me create once again this file. I think maybe my kubectl version is latest and my Kubernetes version is downgraded, so might need to use kubectl cube here while creating cube. Creating. Let me check. Pause. It's creating now. Uh, so you will see here container is creating, and you can get like whole output, wide range of output, like what happening. Uh, so let's run once again. So it take a time. Maybe it's issue with my thing. Maybe let's change my. I will use as a Docker desktop. Maybe there is issue with my Minikube version. So let me give one. Just give me 1 second so I can just change my setting here. And just you need to enable the Kubernetes Docker. So I can use Docker. I will use a Docker desktop as a cluster. So after that, we might work. So anyway, that is not a big deal. Everything will run. Just it's my Minikube setup. So let me get back to the my slides here. So I will just explain slides once and then I will run all the demo in one go. So that will be easy and time saving. So one of the thing you start Minikube cluster, then kubectl run, write the name of whatever the your uh, name of that container or uh, pod you want to give. So you can give that whatever the name of this nginx image, and then you can use not restart never, or you can run as a die run. uh, Next thing is kubectl get pod, so it will give you uh, the pod what happening it's created or not. You can describe the pod, it will give the whole full manifest after creating the pod. Then you can check the log what happening, what is creating, like created log, where it's failing. Then you can execute kubectl exec command, which is help you to exec into that particular pod. So you can go and you can get that name of the that host name of that pod, or you can run different commands. And you can also check, again you can check the pods, and you can delete using kubectl delete pod and whatever the pod name. So this is the simple command which you can use for the creating and deleting or uh, execute get into the particular image using kubectl exec command. So we will see the multi-container pod and init pod. So first thing is we will see init container pod. So init container pod, which is first initialize and close successfully, and then again it will start. So this is a two container. Now we have the one container here, next container here. So you can use init pod to run like two container, and once you run, it will show like app is successfully running, and then second init container, it will ask for the your whatever the service. Uh, so you can create a service, uh, so it can be accessible via your whatever the minikube load balancer or cluster API. So next thing, this is one of an example which is multi-container. We have two container. One is name as a web container and second name as a slide car container. Which one has like Nginx running on 80 port. Another is BusyBox running some of the commands. Basically, it's pulling one of the index HTML file and running as a busy box, or uh, running. Basically this is the HTML file, so it will show the basically simple output. So we have two HTML file, this is one and this is the second. So when you run, you can do a port forwarding and check in first container what is the output and second container what is the output. To run that, first you need to kubectl apply, create a file with multi-container whatever your YAML name, then check it's pod running or not. You can check it's everything, what is the IP and everything. Then you do a kubectl execute uh, interactive terminal. You can start and you can run two kind of uh, like container, whatever the first like container name, second container name. Then you can run, go to the bin bash. After bin bash, you update your whatever the image. You can update every apt update and install the net tool, which is a tool for to identify, install IP config and get the IP configuration. And next, kubectl execute. You can do same thing singly also by running only slide car container or only web container. Then you do a kubectl port forward and give that whatever the pod you want to do a forward and give your port, and in that port you will see the particular output. In one first, if you are running this one a web container, it will show the Nginx, welcome to Nginx. And second one, I have just created a index file here. If you go here, so this is the index file which basically welcome to BUGTRONS. By the way, sorry for that typo there, it's BUGTRONS. Basically it's show you the that web application whatever the website is running. And let's move to the next one. So this is a multi-container. uh, you can run and do a proof forwarding. Next, we'll see the label selector and annotation namespace, and you can do a both way. You can do imperative way, direct via commands. You can do adding a label like this. You can add manually labels, app, tier, or whatever the you want to give annotations, or you can define here. You can queue the labels like this, or you can directly do kubectl label pod one, whatever the name of the pod, and give a team development. And you can get a label from the pod like kubectl get pod show label. It will show the key and value, and you can override also. And you can uh, do like only this label, you can pass the label, you can get a key. So you can do bunch of these things with directly command line. So selector is a filter which show this label and all these things. So you can do, you can use the imperative way like this, kubectl get whatever the key and value, and it show the labels whatever the app and pod name. There is bunch of options you can try. And another way is you can do same thing with node selector. Node selector basically do on which like node it's going to do this. It's basically select the node. So if you are using the minikube, you need to like do like this, kubectl label nodes minikube std type whatever the ssd. So it will, after labeling node, you can like run this thing. So it will, uh, it will go and run, and uh, whatever the configured node selector you have given, it will go and select that node, particular node. So annotation, you can use annotation as a particular your, you can define your name, key values, maybe when you created to maintain your things properly, you can give annotations. And there is some of the annotation which is enable some of the things in the cluster, like ingress, like some of the security thing. We will see that in later point. Next is namespace. So now namespace is a another thing which is namespace is another thing which is commonly we create, in the node we create a namespace with a different name. On that namespace where you need to isolate your particular pod or particular thing, so you can create as many as namespaces you want. And and you can schedule your pod or run application there. And now we have like this, you can define like your namespace, also your pod or whatever the kind you wanna, you can define like this, like API version, whatever the kind namespace and name of the namespace, and then whatever your application you wanna run, in this case Nginx. So you run this thing, and you can do a metadata. You pass your namespace and name of the particular whatever this pod. So you can do that, uh, and you can do like create, get whatever the, after running you can check, you can get a particular, in particular namespace you can check how many pods are running in this development namespace. So you can go and check. So if you want to avoid this n, you can change the context of your cluster by using the command kubectl config set context, and you can change your namespace. So you don't need to use dash n. So it will by default use this whatever defined namespace. So this way you can use or utilize the namespace and change the context. Deployment is provide a declarative way to update your pod and replica sets. So in this case, you can see kubectl create deploy first deployment dash dash image nginx latest, and you can give a replica set as a tool, and you can get a deployment file. You can, for that you need to type kubectl get deployments, and also you can delete a particular pod, and you can see if you delete one pod, we already defined replicas as a tool. So if you delete it, it will create a new pod again if you delete by chance. So it will be always there two replica set. You can scale the replica set using kubectl scale deployments first, whatever the name of these deployment, and then replica set you can increase or decrease, and you can delete also using kubectl delete. Next thing is like this, you can create one YML, one application. Again, you can take Nginx, uh, and you can like you can deploy this deployment file, then get pod, delete something, and check is it replica set 3. If you delete, it will recreate or not. Next, it will you can scale, you can descale, then you can execute into the particular thing, and you can go and check update, but check the particular install the net tool app, and then try to ping from uh, one whatever the pod to another pod, so it will communicate. So you can do that also. Mm, so last thing, we'll see a rollout and rollback. Then I will showcase this all the demos, and how to deploy these whole things, right? Uh, so this is the roll out, roll back. So one of the thing, you create a replica set, you given this thing. Suppose this is your application is running in Nginx. If you want to change that image directly, you can do that. You can do using a particular set image command. uh, First you deploy this file, then get pod, get how many replica replica set is there. Then you can change the image to Nginx to HTTPD. Then it will replace that. Again, check the pod, check the replica set, delete the file. Uh, like I have another YML file with me. Uh, you can directly change the particular thing uh, with using the command called uh, edit command. So kubectl edit deployment, whatever the deployment you have, that way you can also define. You can change like this kubectl set image deployment, whatever the deployment name, then change this image. It will create and use a flag as a dash dash record. Uh, so it will run those things and change that particular image and recreate those things. You can check rollout history with kubectl rollout history command, and then you can delete that particular thing. So this is particular about this thing. Let's take a little walk around Terrascan. You can install Terrascan using brew command if you are using Mac. You can install using direct script, which clone the repo. You can run as a Docker image. Now, what you can do with Terrascan? You can scan Docker file. You can add a pre-commit. We have pre-commit hook. You can go to Terrascan, run terrascan.io. This is our website. So go and check, try out pre-commit. Whenever the commit your Docker file, it will scan. So pre-commit do scanning of all the resources, Kubernetes Mchat, Cloud Formation, Terraform. We have Git action also. You can check if you wanna add a Git action to your repo. So you can go and check. Also, I have created a slide for that. Atlantis is one of the pull request pet automation. If you are like contributed or created, someone is created a pull, so it will scan with that. You can use in the your CI/CD pipeline. You can scan your registries. If you are using KeyTops, you can do that. If you want to do automatic hook into cluster, you can use our automation control. So there is bunch of thing you to learn with this tool. And if you want to write a blog, reach out to me, write a blog, uh, and let me know if you need any help. So this is the kind of demo. Now what I will do is I will run these applications, whatever unfinished this practical. Hope you understood. If you have any issue, let me know. So let me change my, I think my Docker desktop is ready now. Let me run my image again, like code skill apply dash f for fine. So I think it's created. CTL. We'll see if it's create or not. Maybe it's issue with my. Maybe it's issue with my. There's a lot of distros I have installed. Because of that. So no issue. You can use one of a tool. If you don't want to run your cluster locally, so we will use Octato. Octato is one of another open source tool. You can start if you don't have a cluster. You don't want to run cluster on your locally. It will give a free namespace for you, so you can run particular uh, commands or particular pods. So if you see here, now it's my pod is one of a pod is running here. So you can define your application here, and I will. So this is the that you can directly run your Git repos. There is so many integrated pre-built apps like Kubernetes apps you can utilize. So I will use this particular Octato. So how you can install on your machine? You can just install CLI plugin for Octato. So already I have Octato account. First you need to do is after installing Octato login, it will give you the one of a link, and it will redirect, and it means that it's connected your CLI with this particular cluster. So you have the namespace. You can create a multiple namespace. I mean, however you want. It's free, forever free. It will give few of the resources for you. You can and it synchronize from your local machine to your cluster, so you get uh, the particular output very easily and fast. Let me show you one of the example, some of the example to. So you can switch your namespace using Octato namespace. It will give you on like which namespace currently you are, or you wanna like change the namespace. So it will say okay, context is updated, now you are connected with your namespace. uh, Now let me check if you have any kind of application to showcase locally. So let's run one of the application. I think I check. So let's run one of our applications, which called Spargo, which is machine learning app. By the way, if it's there, Spargo. So I will check if it's there. We will run that application, or we will take some of application from uh, is there actually is there Spargo. So cd, let me get you. Yes.
Um, okay, so since we're down with 1 hour, I have an announcement to make.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so no worries, it's a simple announcement. So it's giveaway time, everyone. Okay, so I
Yeah.
put I
Make
put
sure
the
that it gets start, and I will show you one of a demo, which is very cool app.
exactly. So I put down the repository link in the comments. So go over there and start the repository right away, and we'll be choosing a winner on the stream itself. Okay, so thank you. You can carry on.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I have application which is going to build that application and push to the Octato, and we will see output there. Now you see it's building my Docker image. And by the way, I can show you the, I think I can show you application also code. What happening? It's a very big image, which is machine learning image, which is running. I have created a blog. I have written blog also on it. So basically, it's pure application, which is NLP based library. Spargo is a NLP based library written in Go. Now I have containerized it. I have first I will build the Docker image out of it. So it will run the Docker image. It will basically like building image you see. Now what it's using is using build kit. What is a build kit? Build kit is a actually the backend what you use for the building images with Docker. It is a it's same thing. It's one of a project from the Docker. It's used that, but it's not running on my local machine. That's why it's fast, right? It's very fast. It's not running on my local machine. It's using Octato Cloud. And using Octato Cloud, it's building that image and deploying that Kubernetes YAML right there. So you see message image is successfully built. Now it's deploying that whatever the Spargo. So it's basically Kubernetes YAML file. You can check here what happening. You can check your YAML file. So if you see this is a simple YAML file, or you can see this is a simple Docker Compose file, not even Kubernetes. You can write Docker Compose file. You can write Kubernetes file. You can write Helm chart. So it's same how you write in the Kubernetes and Docker world. Same, nothing need to be like change. I have written a blog post on this also, how you can like create and run your application. So if you go and like search Octato ML, you will end up on my blog. So Spargo is one of our library, machine learning library written in Go. First, you clone this repo, which is contain the main repository of Spargo library. Then I use the this cloud, Octato cloud. Now after cloning this, I went to the change my directory and then I build my image and I can give. Now instead of Docker image, I use just Octato build. It's do same thing like Docker build. And command also like similar. It will build the image, and after build image, this is my simple Spargo simple kind of compose file, or you can define in Kubernetes also. After that, I build this tag. After that, it will show this kind of uh, like what happening in my cluster. Wait till your gRPC is start, and you can go. You will get one of a dashboard, and now we'll do some fun thing. You see now output here. It's what happening in background. It's pulling the data set from. It's pulling the data set pre-trained model, so it will get that pre-trained model. So basically, this what this app will do is this app will uh, basically this app will give you like prediction kind of thing. You write some paragraph and you then ask the question to about it, and mm, then it will tell you the answer. So it's prediction. So let's wait for 2 minutes. So you can access your thing. You can go Octato give you the endpoints. Still it's booting, so you get endpoint link here. So once you get that endpoint link here, you can just go and access this application directly, and you can also see how many memory it's using, how many storage it's using. It's using around 6 GB of You will see the storage, how many storage it's used, and all the detail here. It's take like little time. It's because it's very big application. By the way, you see like it's very it's taking most of the 2 GB. Like it's take most of the memory because it's very heavy application. And between I will show you the code and what happening. So if you search on the Spargo, which is so Spargo is one of a self. This is the applicate. This is the particular if you want an NLP kind of guy. So I have contributed here. I have helped this maintainer. If we go to the branch, there will be branch. I think branch. Okay, I think he removed the branch, but there is a you can there is a branch regarding this, or you can build image. It's there is a Docker Compose, I guess. So you can use this you can write your own Docker Compose also, and you can build image. You can just get this particular image here, Spargo main. So you can use this image within your YML file like this. You can specify image and open specific port. So let me check what happened. Okay, now it's I think downloading. It's downloading. Still, it's downloading. PyTorch model. If you have any question, you can ask. You have time. It's take uh, pretty much time. It's very big application, uh, and hope it will run. Uh, so basically, once you get output, you get this kind of dashboard. Whatever your namespace, it generate one link here. If you see here, it will come one link. It's still downloading the model and running the content. Like uh, it's still running. It's very big application by the way, and you can see all the pods here, all the containers, and you can access this whatever the UI dashboard, and you can build this application actually locally too, and you get this kind of paragraph in the as output, and you put the particular paragraph. You can take any paragraph, and you can do you can ask questions. So it's running on the Kubernetes. So basically using Kubernetes, you can manage the like big workload. This is one of our example. Just I'm waiting how much time it will take. I don't know. So anyway, that is not an issue. We will see another example. So there is a lot of example on the Octato. We can you can utilize. Like there is chatbot you can create. Uh, you can create uh, images, movie applications. So we will see one of the movie application. I think. So if you go to the Octato, there is bunch of Kubernetes example that you get. So this is a project, one of a project, and we basically what Cocta to do it synchronize your whatever the dependencies and background push to the this Octato cloud, and it's doing same Kubernetes YML file. So here is one of an example. Now I have front end here.
Okay,
I have
1 minute.
Kubernetes application here.
We have a question here.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. We have a question here from Krish. If I am making a Node.js application, do I still need Docker because Node.js is on every platform?
Basically, Docker it's containerizing your Node.js package there, and you write your code plus dependency and pack it, and now run on the Kubernetes. If you are not running on the Kubernetes, if you don't want to containerize and ship in different environments, which don't need to run, don't need of Docker itself, you can run directly mm, Node.js locally, but it will not give you that much like capability to share from one environment. Let's say you have Node.js 7, somewhere Node.js 11, and there is a dependency issues like this app run on your PC, this app will not run on your PC. So this kind of issues, if you wanna like escape from these issues, so this is one of a good thing to utilize Docker. And we'll see this movie example. So this is also Node.js, by the way, and its use code is here. So I will deploy this application now right here uh, in my particular thing. So it's still running, I think. So you see here, so this is the application which give you the kind of Netflix kind of thing, which is Kubernetes app, and this is the app which contain code. Your this is your basically you can write Kubernetes YML also, and you can write Kubernetes pipeline to say build this thing, build just like Docker build command. So you can write a Kubernetes simple YML file, put in the lab repo, or just connect your cluster with Octato. So you just need to do like Octato, like Octato login, give you one link, and then it will connect automatically your local thing. You don't need to install Docker. You just need a kubectl here and Octato CLI. You don't need anything extra from that. So you see here it's running, it's created API, it's front end, it's used MongoDB as a backend. It's building image right here. You don't need to put too much uh, efforts on your machine also. So it's very easy, and you can go and check front end. You can go and check the output. Still, I think it's building. Wait, still booting. So you get endpoint like this. Once it's all running and properly running on 808 port, so you will get like this message. So you can, I think this is a front end, which I can. Now you see the movie application is running on the Kubernetes. So you see whole this application is like running on the Kubernetes cluster, same Kubernetes thing. Just Octato give you the free cluster to use. So you basically in my local environment it's not running, Minikube is not running. So that's why I have need to showcase. You can run your application uh, like this, or you can refer my slides also. You can refer my slides. It's everything working. I'm damn sure about my code. So so you can go with slides also. Slides pretty neat, I think. Everything work, just go and deploy. Everything work. I don't know, it's issue with my Minikube, I think, or maybe Docker. I have not used on my local machine. So that's the issue. But anyway, code is correct, everything is correct, everything is going to work. If you have any issue, create a repo. One of the thing I will suggest you, if you want to win another giveaway, okay, do create repo, do write your application using this rollback rollout, write one blog and post. If I randomly come across, like, you can share with organizer or someone, I will give another giveaway. uh, Whoever done this created this lab and everything, it's very easy. just write down and readme file what you have done. Just use different images, different application. Don't use nginx, and just copy from here. Do write your own application, do rollback, do deployment, do same thing. Take a screenshot, create one readme file, and send me. I will give you another. I will do another giveaway.
Wow, that's really a great
So now
surprise.
I think now it's a giveaway time. So many people are waiting, and
Yeah.
sorry for that. Sorry, I took too much time. I think it's too much overloaded information. But always reach out to me. I'm ready to help, one
Yeah.
to one, or if you want to learn, if you want to organize the workshop kind of thing. I'm happy to do. So now let's do a giveaway. Uh,
Wait a minute. How about we do some questions first?
Yeah, let's take a questions.
Yeah.
Questions always are there.
Okay, so Krish has a question. If I have a repo that is on Kubernetes and I want to create a easy way for other people to deploy their own version, can I use Octeto?
Yeah, you can do Octeto, and Octeto offer you the sharing the cluster. Now I will show you one of the example here right away. Can you just share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Just 2 minutes. It's not big. You see this button share. Let's say, what is your name? Arish. So Arish, you have account and you have a
Krish,
team
Krish.
which developing. Okay, Krish, you have uh, the cluster and you have a team which is working on some application, maybe a movie application. Now you share this namespace, add email address directly. You can give direct access to this. If you don't have Kubernetes installed, if you don't have anything, he's still going to utilize this namespace and build his application. You do kind of, you can create a git actions, you can do a lot of things. It's really helpful. I use whenever it's come to namespace particular. This is if you are particularly developing applications, not dealing with cluster and nodes. This is good project, good open source project you can utilize, and it's free. It's kind of like forever free. You can create as many, like keep running some of the application. So this is one of a cool thing.
Yeah. Okay, we have another question from Anshuman. Um, why all these applications under CNCF, Cloud Native Computing Foundation, um, are majorly written in Golang? So much for Golang.
So thing is that Go is become one of a true, because Go have Go itself give you simple. It's nothing was advanced. Okay, it's give
Mhm.
you the futuristic support. You can do lot of things there. It has concurrency feature. It's a lot of this thing not offer, like lot of language do not offer concurrency. Now one of the thing, when anybody select the language or win in that computer space, is that there is two thing is important. One is this computer language is just intermediate between us and the machine. But we as a developer need to think what is easy for the machine and easy for us. We don't see the easy for the machine a lot of time. We see the syntax. We see for us within 1 minute, like I can do hello world and this thing. That mindset is like, because of that there is different language, different features is there. You need to have right vision what to use one time. And in CNCF is like, why there is so many Go, because there is a community. People are creating libraries, creators support you, they are updating, and Go itself give concurrencies means that is very fast and secure. It's run on everywhere. It save a lot of time. Because of its feature, it's become popular. And this is one of the way. I'm not recommending like only if you know you can go and you can contribute to CNCF projects. There is a lot of things. There is front end work. There is JS. There is so many things. So You can there is Rust language, there is some of code written in Python. This depends on your master what you enjoy while coding. So depend on that you need to select basically.
So there's a huge library where people can choose from.
There is CNCF landscape. It's very big, and you cannot master it in one day. You need to be in a community, take a participate, contribute, bag, learn, try out different codes. Uh, Maybe
Awesome.
if there is a workshops, you can attend those workshops. So you can do bunch of things.
Perfect. Okay, so Krish has a follow-up question for that. So he does not want to share the actual code, like he doesn't want a real-time contribution. He wants it like there is a badge for deploy on
Yeah, you
DigitalOcean.
can. Yeah, you can do a batch. Is like there is a batch. What I did, like I went to the movie. Can you share the screen?
Yes, sure. Here.
Now, if you want to like deploy directly on the Octato, you write application, and you know on the write this kind of batch like Netlify and other people do like this is hosted on this thing, and within one click you can deploy this repo on these things. For that, you need few things, right? Need a Octato pipeline YML file which define uh, the whatever the deployment you want to do with the commands. Write down commands. What kind of YML file you want to deploy? Kubernetes deployment file, pod name, whatever the namespace, whatever your YML file, Kubernetes file you define here, and then you go to the README file, and you can just use like this Octato development, and you can queue the Octato cloud deploy, and then you are here your repo, whatever the repo you have. Just add this, it will add your bag, and now any user will come and you wanna run this application without doing kubectl apply, without infrastructure or whatever, just want to try what you develop. Just he will go and click. Now this application gonna deploy on your particular account, your namespace. You don't need to do anything; it will run. It will do. Uh, Hope that's the question you asked.
Yeah, I guess it's clear for him. So that's perfect. Okay, so again, giveaway time. Back to giveaway time.
Yeah,
So it's exciting. Give.
yeah. You can go giveaway. So let me open so hope everybody given the gift star. I still wait uh,
Yeah.
for few people, and
Yeah. So those who
I don't
haven't
see much.
started yet,
Yeah, they have not started. Lot of people not started. Start the repo. Still,
so who might it be?
yeah, like you can give the count from one to like how many people you can like in the comment section you can confirm that you have given. So we will count, and we will wait for a few people, and then I will I will take some of the username, and he will be the winner.
Yeah,
Just I wanna
perfect.
confirm how many people are like
Okay,
in.
so guys, you just have to go to that link and start the repository and just confirm it in the comments that you have started it. So we'll pick a lucky winner for the giveaway, for the Docker giveaway, Docker t-shirt giveaway.
Yeah,
Come on then.
come on guys, let's go
So
cross.
how about you drop in a star in the comments too if you have started the
Yeah,
repository.
yeah, that will
So
be
I
fun.
have started the repository and I've sent a star here. Okay, so perfect.
So can we announce or wait?
Let's wait. Let's do a 10-second countdown.
Yeah,
Okay,
that will
so
be better.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's giveaway time.
Okay, so you can select, like, you
Yeah.
can select any name if you want, or I can give. I can. You can do. As organizer,
Um,
I will give you privilege. Select any
no, no,
name.
no. Um,
Doesn't matter. Don't select your name.
I'm not gonna select my name. Okay, I'll pick out the organizers who are not eligible in this.
Yeah, that will be great.
So I am not eligible. The one with Joe's minus RE.
You can just take a random name. Who is not organizer?
Mm, let's do this. How about Dhruv?
What is the
Dhruv Sol, the second from top, second
okay?
row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. So he is the winner, by the way. Raj, congrats. And this is T-shirt for you. Do drop me or organizer your address so I can ship this swag to you. By the way, this is cool. Read me.
Yeah.
And another way, another like I have created a while back, which is called Docker Lab, which is kind of more than more than 7,000 tutorials. It's developed like 2 to 3 year back, and you can go and start your Docker without paying any penny, and it's free for everyone. It's great content. I'm a maintainer. If you want to update some of the contents, feel free to update. Similar we did for the Kubernetes, and you can go to Kube Labs. So you can go. There is tons of Kubernetes. What I have like discussed today. More than that, there is a lot of tutorials. Still, we are updating. This is all by the community, and I'm the one of a maintainer. So if you want to contribute, do let me know. And if you want to start contributing to Docker, so there is another way you can start contributing is get involved repo. So there is a repo called get involved in the Docker organization. There is a repo, so there is a site. You can go to the content and you can contribute your whatever you are developing. So it can be helpful for the community. So this is basically simple file. So I am the maintainer of this repo. If you want to contribute, raise a pull request, we will review it and merge it, and that's way you can contribute to the Docker community. Or same, if you want to like contribute to the Terrascan, so there is a site run Terrascan, which is detect the violation in the your Kubernetes manifest and this thing. um, do support this project. Do let me know if you want to learn uh, more kind of workshop. I do more kind of workshop things. So if you want to learn in the bulk, maybe your college wanna organize free workshop, free kind of thing. So I'm always there, and all my slides are public. So there are a lot of public slides which you can go to slides.com, and you can you can go, and there is a lot of slides you see. You can go and learn from it, and every slide is kind of informative and created mm, for the learner. So you can do hands-on also. There is code also available. So that's it, guys. And here is a those who wanna start Docker uh, from fresh beginning. So this is there is slides. You can go and learn. there is cheat sheet which I have created. So you can go. There is more than 400 command line cheats that you can go and learn.
Okay,
Hope this
so
session is informal, uh, but looking forward next time I will do on the Zoom. I
yeah,
want to interact with the audience, and thank you for having me. Thank you for putting a lot of efforts in organizing such a event. Thank you for the attending. It's late night
thank
and it's late
thank you
for
so much for
everyone.
coming up and teaching us so much about it. And for those who like don't get disheartened because you didn't get the giveaway, there was also announcement for a second giveaway in the stream. So watch it again.
Yes. Second giveaway is that you develop your own thing, use my slides, and create any application, anything, and maybe go send to the maintainer. Maintainer will create a slide, sheet or something or Google form, and this way, if I see someone created a good app, and I will give opportunity to present also and give away also. Opportunity to present in some conference, so he can get recognized. Make sure that application created by you, and it's some useful app which maybe it's your project. You containerize it and run on Kubernetes.
So so thank you so much for coming up and all the best, everyone, all the viewers. Thank you so much for staying with us. And great then. So again, thank you so much for coming up here. Do register for BUGTRONS. The links are in the description below. See ya.